3. We made it 2,000 miles!
We are the Crawfords. We have 6 kids and are hiking the Appalachian Trail, a 2,200-mile hike from Georgia to Maine. We don't know if we can finish it, but we are doing it together.
Look at the little angel over there. He's so cute. He wasn't such an angel last night though.
You can see a little bit better where we camped last night. It's just this like old fire road, real close to the water.
We're having like whatever we had because we didn't really resupply, but we had a lot of food, so we just put together a breakfast and it's just like cereal.
Look who's awake. Good morning. Hey, what do you have? Your own bag of cereal? Oh, how special. Trying to get out of here quick because we have to meet some people. Everything's a little wet because, I don't know, just because. I think we have time for a little morning
Kiss?
Yeah.
Alright.
What? Oh, you want a kiss?
You want a kiss too? Mwah.
We're staying at someone's house tonight and they're picking us up later, which means we get to start off with clean and dry socks. Of course, we're putting them in soaking wet shoes, so I don't know how long the comfort's gonna last.
We are leaving camp.
Wow, look at that. Sunshine. We haven't seen that in 2 days. And the last we checked the weather report, it was supposed to be thunderstorms all day today. Yeah. Maybe stuff will dry out today. Rainier, what do you have? Oh, you have your cereal down there?
You want one?
Do I want one?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Oh, thank you.
We are at the top here of Lone Mountain, and I read on Gut Hook someone wrote, "Nice sign." So I was like, oh, maybe there's a nice sign up there. And then came up here and here's the sign. Lone Mountain, 3,280 feet. Someone at least cared enough to put, it's like wax paper, to put a sign up here. Which is kind of nice because when you're climbing these like big ass peaks, it's really nice to have something to show for it. Once you get up there, you're like, oh look, it's a sign. We're at the top. You don't have to guess. A lot of these don't have signs. Maine could work on that.
6.3 miles to the road.
We just found out that Brad and Beth are bringing us lunch to the road that they're also slack packing us from.
Something that I've been struggling with lately is how much I've been needing to eat. I'm kind of a picky eater because I appreciate really good food, and if there's food that I don't like, I'm fine with like not eating it. And I've done that I do that at home, and I did that for like basically this whole trip. I don't like granola, I don't like nuts, trail mix, or like, yeah, I just don't like that food, and like a bunch of other things. And it's kind of stupid, but it's just, I don't really talk about it, and I just don't really eat it, and normally it doesn't bother anyone, but I think it's catching up, or I know it's catching up to me. I felt I told my mom and dad, and they felt like I didn't think it would be this big of a deal, but I was like, I felt like I did this or something, and I can feel like a bone sticking out, and then when I felt it, I was like, what the heck is that? And I've just been getting skinnier and skinnier and losing a lot of weight pretty quickly. So it's definitely catching up to me, and it's really hard because I feel like it shouldn't be that big of a deal, and that I feel like I'm eating enough, and I shouldn't have to eat that much more. But my dad's been saying like it's like my body's in debt now, and I need to eat past when I'm full, and I'm not really used to doing that, and yeah. So that's tough, and it's hard. It's been stopping me, like carrying, like when I carry Rainier and it's like the end of my shift, I can like in the end of the day I can feel myself like crashing, and I'm like, why am I like so weak all of a sudden? And it's really frustrating because I'm used to like just being strong and like pushing through it till the end, but it's like I can't do it anymore, and that's really hard for me to realize. And I think it's kind of a good wake-up call to like, yeah, that I need to eat more and eat food that I don't want to eat.
Yesterday. Oh. Come get your gummy bears.
Ah, yellow ones. Dang it. Trading yellow for white? Yes.
Pineapple is real.
Dove saying that we're gonna finish off all the gummy bears. I think we should save them because I know we're gonna need them when we're going straight uphill or something.
Exactly.
Kind of crazy, the symptoms of long distance hiking. One of our kids hasn't had a period in like 3 or 4 months. My period for the first time in maybe forever was cut down by half last time. One of my kids like hardly has a butt anymore. It's crazy how much toll like this puts on your body. But I see, you know, we've got 2 more weeks left, and I think as long as we're diligent about making sure we're getting enough calories, just enough probably, we'll be all right. But it's a little, as a mom, like I feel a little bit sometimes like, oh, maybe this isn't healthy for them, but then I think of the alternative, like sitting at home, like watching TV. So I don't know what health is, you know. I mean, I don't think there's a right or wrong here, but like I do know that this kind of exercise probably wouldn't be super sustainable, super like much longer for us. Like we've kind of hit our max here, but that's okay because we're almost done.
Speaking of health, these cigars are courtesy of Kaale, the omelet guy, who, word has been passed down through the trail as of a couple of weeks ago, has been shut down by the freaking government. Something about some permanent structure on national forest or something or other. So this message is for you, Kaale, if you're out there. Listen, the government's gonna do what they're gonna do. Let's keep on doing what we're gonna do, okay? Don't let the man slow you down. I know you're gonna rise above it. What you have to offer is so much more important than permanent structures or even omelets. It's much deeper than that. I know you know that. But I just want to remind you, hang in there, buddy. Thank you for the cigar. I know your legend will live on. There's blueberries all along here and waterfalls down there. It's pretty amazing. screen blocker thing fell off. See, it's right here. So that's probably why it sounds like wind up here so much. I'll try and fix it if I can find some glue. Remember the doggy? There they are, we made it. Except for we gotta cross this sketchy ass bridge. Whoa, it's like wobbly.
We came out of the woods and now we're having a picnic inside a van and it's amazing. Look at this. We've got like tons of fruit and hummus and crackers and
Cami-sized cherry Coke.
my size cherry Coke, chocolate milk, juice, cheese. This is awesome.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I think the kids are all sick of this. It was so funny. I loved it.
So this is Brad and Beth, our hosts in the van.
This is van life.
And they're saying that their favorite segment of the vlog is Eden introducing lunches.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So maybe you could introduce the lunch here for them. Now we're pulling ice cream sandwiches out of some sort of freezer thing.
And popsicles, cherry or grape? Does anybody else?
On a cherry.
We are just getting ready to go. And we are leaving our packs behind because Brad and Beth are going to pick us up at the end of the day with our packs. So we're just getting our little slack packs ready. But we see this like crazy weather thing coming in, and Brad showed me some fancy thing on his phone that seems to say like
Trouble.
it looks like scary. We're not going to look at that because that doesn't help us. So we're heading that way. We have about 8 miles left to get over these mountains called the Crockers. And then we get to spend the night in a house and have a warm dinner. Okay, the rain is coming down now. Gotta move forward.
Thunderstorm happened and it poured on us, but it ended really quickly, which I prefer over the steady dripping all day. We have 5.2 to the Maine Highway 27, which is where we're heading. Oh yeah, and this is the top of
North Crocker.
North Crocker Mountain, and supposedly it's all downhill from here, but I've heard that before and it's been false.
He's been sleeping for like an hour.
We have walked 2,000 miles.
Okay, you know the routine by now. Everyone get in your positions. We've done this a bunch of times.
We made it 2,000 miles.
Now, this is just a picture. You're speechless?
2,000 miles.
I feel, I don't know, great. Like we've done a lot of miles.
It feels kind of weird because I always said 2,000 miles, and now, like, I said 2,000 miles as if we're gonna be done at 2,000 miles.
I feel this feels really momentous. It's pretty badass to walk 2,000 miles, in my opinion.
I think it's a big deal, but I more care about countdown numbers now. Like, I want to know, I don't care how far we've gone from the beginning, I want to know how far it is till the end. So when we get 100 miles to the end, then I'm gonna be like, yes. Okay, let's go, people, move it.
How miles is done?
How many miles have we done?
Yeah.
2,000.
2,000? No way. We have 0.9 left.
We made it.
For dinner, we have an amazing spread in front of us.
So please don't touch them.
Okay.
Got garlic crusted chicken right there.
Well, it's actually lemon.
Salad.
Oh, okay.
Lemon chicken.
Lemon chicken.
Oh.
Corn on the cob under that.
Rice and broccoli.
Rice and broccoli. All good.
And you
Everything
can
just good.
I don't know. I just think your kids, for the age they are, and even the older ones, they're just amazing. And the responsibility they have, and the way they communicate with each other, telling them, you know, this hole's deep, whatever. I was just like really impressed with how well they work together. It's just amazing, the communication. And I don't know, it just makes me cry. It's just, your family is amazing. I don't know what to say about it. It's just, you're accomplishing something amazingly hard, because we tried and we failed. And I don't know how you made it through the winter and the long miles and the rough terrain, but it's just phenomenal. We actually started in the end of October, and we did 2 days in Connecticut, and my feet were killing me so bad I had to take some time off. And then we finished up Connecticut and did Mass. But we were doing it the easy AT way, and we have a whole mess of videos that are entitled Easy AT, where we would hike between our cars and camp in our van and not carry, and essentially slack pack every day. And we did that for Massachusetts and Connecticut. And then we went to Georgia on January 9th, and we hiked. It was very cold, and we stayed in like a bed and breakfast kind of place, and we'd hike one day and get a shuttle driver, because I was worried we couldn't drive the van on the snow and get up to the places we needed to do. So we did do some camping and froze our ass off. I couldn't believe I don't know how people tolerate the cold and survive like you guys have. And anytime it would snow, we'd say, well, let's get off the trail. So we'd go back, and then we'd get another day or two in, and it would snow again, or rain, or sleet. And we just couldn't make miles. And we got to Hot Springs, and there was like 3 days of snow, and we said, forget it, this is over. So we have something like 40% of the trail done, but we're having a hard time because Beth got injured getting any of Maine done, but we're going to get it done.
All right.
All right, I can't do it.
What? No, you just got to say exactly what you're saying.
What am I going to say? He said it all. You remind me of my dad, and because when we were knee-high to a grasshopper, he read Jim Fix's book way back when. I don't know if you a runner book. And the guy was a doctor, and he was a cardiologist. And he said the best thing you can do is basically run and get your heart working. So he, in a neighborhood, started running. And this, 40-year-old guy was out in the neighborhood with, work boots on, running around the neighborhood. Well, he started getting us running, and we were only this big. So we would run around. He'd time us. He'd have a stopwatch. He'd start it going, and we'd have to run around the block and see how fast we were. And then he had us on a cross-country course that would go up the power lines, and these little kids, this tall, running 5 miles out in the woods, like our neighbors thought he was off the wall. So then he got all the neighborhood kids doing it too. So he had a little notebook, and he had everybody's name in there, and every single day he'd record our times. And the faster kids would start later. He'd give the slower kids a head start, and then we were all to finish about the time. So we'd have to look at the stopwatch and tell them what the time was, but we had to keep it going. So my father was like the first runner, so-called runner in the area. So you remind me in more ways than just that, but doing the things with your kids at that age is remarkable, and the communication that you have with them is beyond belief. I can't even express what feeling it gives me. to see that. And, you know, you don't have that. You don't have that anymore in families. And to see that just, you know, like Brett says, I want to cry. I just think it's phenomenal, and what you guys have accomplished, you know what, and no one getting hurt, and you've come 2,000 miles, and you're, you know, way stronger than you were 6 months ago, and you work so well as a team. I don't know what else to say.
And you're a runner, like how much, so what have you run?
Well, I run in the woods a lot.
No.
My dad always, you know, got us running, and so we were running up ski slopes because we skied a lot, and so our training was running up and down hills and running all over. So when I met him, he was a runner.
Can I tell you?
Yeah, you tell him.
She won the Vermont 50 miler at least twice. You ran 100 miles once on track.
A couple of 6 hours.
You've run a million marathons and 1,050 miles.
All right, so okay.
She's going slow. Yeah. I think I won 50 miler, and it was the worst thing I ever did in my entire life. And it took me the entire 12-hour time limit, and I've never done anything worse. So.
All right. Well, we are so thankful to be here tonight, you guys. This is.
Thank you.
It is time for bed. It's 11:30 at night. Oh my gosh, what a day. Today we did 17.7 miles, which means 89.5 miles for the week. And that averages out to be 12.79 miles a day, which I think was really good for this section and this weather. We did a lot of 10-mile days. And we were able to kind of like boost our average by pulling a few 15, 17 plus mile days towards the end of the week. But we have 1 day left of hard stuff, you guys. And the weather looks so terrible for tomorrow. I was like trying to figure out how can we come up with an excuse to zero. I was so tired today, but I think this is like just a time to bite the bullet and to just go out there and get her done.
Yeah.
And hope it doesn't kill us. I don't think it's dangerous. I think it's just gonna be long and hard. We've heard it's gonna be like a 13-hour day tomorrow. This was such a cool opportunity to stay with these people tonight, and you guys heard a little bit about their opinion and just getting exposed to that. You know, Beth said that she reminds me of someone reminds someone of someone's dad. I don't know how to say it, but I remind her of. And Cammie and I were talking today, and we were just talking, and I was like, I've never had someone say that to me in the positive way. Usually they're like, you remind me of my dad.
Yeah.
It was really cool for me to hear that. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're not filming for the weekend. Tomorrow we go into the Bigelow's Mountains. Yep, that's really the name, where you don't make this stuff up here, and people around here, they say it with a straight face.
Oh, you're gonna go over the Bigelows.
But we aren't gonna be filming because we try and rest in the only way we know how out here right now. And we try and do this every week. And it's a way of kind of looking at our work and ourselves and saying it's good enough. Not because of anything we've done, but because the work that someone else did for us. We believe that person is Jesus, and it makes it so that when God looks at us, he loves us already 100%, no matter what. There's nothing we can do to get any more love from him. So that's our reminder, and it's what allows us to rest. We'll see you guys on Monday. Shabbat Shalom.